body transformation expert Brendan Doherty here, and today what I have for you is a very important video about a question I get asked daily, and that question is, what do I eat to lose weight? Now it's a fair question because many of us have tried diets before, this diet and that diet, and it worked for a little bit, but for the long term it rarely did anything. So what I decided to do was to do a quick little video for you today with a little demonstration that I use for my personal clients. Now what this is actually classifies every sort of food that you can eat. So we've put every food into 4 categories. So these categories are quality protein, okay, low energy carbohydrates, high energy carbohydrates, and omega-3 based foods. Now firstly I'm going to run through each of these individually, but as the first thing you've probably noticed is, the one thing you're hearing at the moment is, when you want to lose weight you've got to cut carbs, okay? And you notice that I've actually put carbohydrates into 2 different categories. So that's a very exciting thing because you don't have to kill away all your carbohydrates just to lose weight. So the first thing is we've got quality sources of protein. Now generally speaking, our quality sources of protein come from plant-fed animals. So you know, your steaks, your beefs, all your sort of red meats, they come from a plant-fed animal. Okay, most fish, you know, salmon and tuna are definitely my favourite too. Eggs are another quality protein, and whey protein powders, also very, very important. A quick side note, I get asked every day is, should I take whey protein powders? So if you're A, exercising, B, trying to lose weight, then the answer is yes. Okay, that's the short answer. I won't go into it too much today, but it is yes. Okay, so the second category we've got here is something I call low energy carbohydrates. Now low energy carbohydrates, to keep it very, very simple, is all sources of fruit, okay, all sources of vegetables and legumes. Okay, so pretty much anything that's grown from the ground or off a tree falls into what we call low energy carbohydrates. The third category we've got here is omega-3 based foods. Not many people are aware of their omega-3 intake, and that's fair enough. You know, there's no real reason for now that you had to be aware of it. So one thing to be aware of now though is that it's very, very important to get omega-3 into your food intake. Now, typically speaking, any deep sea fish and spinach are generally your easiest options for getting omega-3 in. Now what I do advise for my clients and for my clients that are doing the Metabolic Precision program is that they supplement in their omega-3, because it's quite tricky with modern day foods to be able to get a lot of quality omega-3 in. And we've got here fish oil supplements, flaxseed oil and flax meal. So take note of the last 2. The flaxseed oil and the flax meal are probably the most potent in omega-3 and definitely the most important things to get into your diet. Now the 4th category I've got, and probably the food that you're fairly familiar with, is high energy carbohydrates. Now all high energy carbohydrates is any sort of bread, cereal, pasta, rice, sugary treats fall into it, and anything that is fast food, anything that you've ordered and 5 minutes later, bang, they're blacked out, generally falls into high energy carbohydrate category. Now, as you notice that you probably find yourself, most of your food falls into this category here. So to make sense of this thing, what you got to look at is, for every meal that you have during the day, whether it be 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 or 2, okay, you want to be getting your source of food from your quality protein, from your low energy carbohydrate, and from your omega-3. But not from your high energy carbohydrate. So we want to try and pull ourselves out of this scale and bring ourselves into these 3 categories here. So every time you look at your plate, does it contain a quality protein, any of these proteins? Does it contain a low energy carbohydrate? Does it contain omega-3 based foods? If you give yourself a tick for each of them, do you give yourself a tick, does it contain high energy carbohydrates? Hopefully you give yourself a cross, there's no high energy carbohydrates in there. All of a sudden, you have a meal that's going to go a very, very long way for you to losing body fat. So I hope this helps you out a little bit. If you have any questions, just hit below on my website. My email address is there. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. I'll speak to you later. Thanks.